경행 저 물끄럭들 민가정어젠 이제 망이다가 독백이 헛겁나덩 저 바닥에 강 던정하신 뒤 들레너 물끄럭은 안 들어그네 저 물터새끼 엉킹이만 있어난 거라에.
Linguistically speaking, it's always a good idea to restore the endangered languages, I think, because the diversity among the world languages is suggesting that how variable human cognition can be. If we lose a specific language, we are going to lose certain distinctions that might have been really useful and valuable in one's cognitive system. That's why I think preserving a language, especially the endangered ones, may in fact have a humongous value in human cognition and learning better about the humans.
In general, endangered languages actually contain a lot of culturally specific terms that indicate perception of time and space. And through those terms, we can learn how actually human cognition varies in different languages and in different cultures. We usually assume that there is a universal process of cognition, but there are very detailed differences, and we can learn about those from endangered languages. And the endangered languages also contain a lot of information and knowledge about the environment and biodiversity in that local area. And those are actually irreplaceable. When it comes to the Jeju dialect, actually, there are a lot of trace elements that indicate the past form of the Korean language.
가이완, 가이완안, 가이오멘, 가이올거. 오멘은 지금 걔가 오고 있다. 그러니까 영어로 치면 현재 진행인 거예요. 가이완 하면은 걔가 와서 있는 거예요. 그냥 단순 과거. 가이완안 하면은 걔가 왔다가 간 거예요. 과거 완료.
The motivation for the language restoration is always an issue because why do we want it? So you have to convince the speakers of Jeju dialect or Jeju language that it's a really valuable project, but whether they would be agreeing with it or not is a separate issue. If Jeju speakers think that their dialect is theirs, so extracting what they really do when they're among themselves is going to be problematic. Also, the lack of motivation issue is, I think, closely linked to the political and economical situation.
Yeah, always the problem is that it requires resources and effort, and there are many other important issues in society as a consequence. Yeah, probably, yes, the one who want to revive a group or the person who want to revive Jeju, specific Jeju language should persuade many people that they have a good reason to contribute to the movement. I think that would be the critical.
초등학교 2학년 때 이제 선생님이 애들이 막 나쁜 말을 쓰지 말라고 하신 적이 한번 있었어요. 그 말씀을 하시고 나서 이제 제주도 신화 중에 설문대 할망이라는 신화가 있었는데 그 책을 보고 제가 설문대 할망이라고 했는데 애들이 저보고 나쁜 말을 쓰지 말라는 거예요. 그래서 무의식 중에 그 할망이라는 방언 자체가 좀 나쁜 말이고 표준어인 할머니가 좋은 말이라는 의식이 은연중에 있었던 것 같아요.
On the question of whether we should or if we could preserve endangered languages, I think that it is of course desirable if we could preserve those languages. But there are certain limitations when it comes to actual measures of preservation. We can actually record those languages on media, for example. But those would be just records and not a living spoken language. In order to actually improve the situation of endangered languages, we have to get more people speaking those languages. It means that to enlarge the speech community and increase the number of speakers.
However, with respect to restoring a specific Jeju language, I have mixed feeling about it because number one, I don't know whether it's feasible because the restored language may have different forms before it started to get endangered. So how are we going to restore the exact form that it used to be like is kind of a time traveling, because most of the Jeju speakers, monolingual Jeju speakers, are after the childbearing age, and then there would be no monolingual speaker of Jeju dialect. So the bilingualism or the effects coming from other dialects or the other varieties of a language, for example, South Korean, may affect the value system that Jeju people might have had.